Happy birthday, dear Kyle. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, Kate.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Oh, so much. Except for Donald Trump's a piece of shit. Peace out, love you!
Jack Black is the ultimate sellout clown.
In America, there are three things you don't touch: guns, taxes, and Donald Trump. The first two can land you in jail. The third, it can wipe out your reputation, career, and everything you've spent a lifetime building. Jack Black is the perfect example. A seemingly unhateable artist, a pop culture icon, a true national treasure. No scandals, no drama, no sanctimonious preaching. Just pure humor, infectious positivity, and the image of an endlessly lovable performer. From School of Rock to Kung Fu Panda, Tenacious D to his YouTube channel Jablinski Games, Jack Black was a name that made both adults and kids laugh. But then, everything changed with a single joke. During a performance, he unexpectedly mocked Donald Trump. A quip that seemed harmless, classic Jack Black style, but it made him a target for Trump supporters. The backlash erupted, cancel hashtags emerged. Fans who once saw him as Hollywood's last good guy began to question him. Like a domino effect, old controversies were unearthed. Ambiguities around a charity he supported, politically charged comments from the past, and most notably how he handled the fallout involving his close friend Kyle Gass in Tenacious D. From universally beloved, he became a symbol of disappointment. What really happened? Why was one joke enough to ruin Jack Black? And does he deserve this treatment? Today, we'll trace the free fall of a man once shielded by all of Hollywood. To understand, in today's hypersensitive era, no one is untouchable. Jack Black, born Thomas Jacob Black in 1969, rose to fame as a comedic star with explosive energy and a unique ability to connect with audiences. He started with supporting roles in films like High Fidelity, but his breakout role in School of Rock made him a household name. As Dewey Finn, a passionate fake teacher, Jack Black delivered a character that was hilarious, heartfelt, and brimming with musical zeal, traits that defined his public persona. Alongside his band Tenacious D, formed in 1994 with Kyle Gass, he created a unique comedic brand, blending rock music with lyrics celebrating absurdity and freedom. A major turning point in cementing public adoration came in 2018 with the launch of his YouTube channel, Jablinski Games. With its unpolished, relatable, and sometimes chaotic style, the channel quickly amassed millions of subscribers, reaching 4.8 million in just 2 years. Jablinski videos showcase Jack Black as the fun uncle, clumsily playing games, cracking jokes, and sharing everyday moments like eating tacos or chatting with his son. Jablinski instantly resonated with millions, of The Verge article noted, proving Jack Black isn't just a comedic actor, but an authentic person unafraid to embrace his silliness. The channel brought him closer to younger audiences and gamers, solidifying his status as a multifaceted entertainment icon. Jack Black carved out a unique niche, an artist who was not only funny but approachable, self-deprecating, and a consistent source of joy. This warm reception marked the peak of his public image. But what fans couldn't foresee was that this national treasure was about to face significant challenges, as a series of controversial actions and statements began to erode the carefully crafted persona built over decades. Around 2018, Jack Black faced his first wave of criticism for publicly supporting Autism Speaks, a charity heavily criticized by the autistic community and disability rights activists. Autism Speaks has been accused of framing autism as a disease to be cured rather than a natural human trait, with a history of controversial campaigns that stigmatized and harmed the very people it claimed to help. Jack Black's support was not just a misstep, but exposed a lack of sensitivity and responsibility in wielding his influence. Jack performed at Autism Speaks fundraising events in 2013 and 2015, helping promote the organization. In 2018, he urged fans to donate via a Twitter post, "Let's come together to support Autism Speaks and help those who need it most," with a donation link. On the surface, this seemed aligned with his fun uncle persona, always eager to spread positivity. However, his ignorance of Autism Speaks' core issues made him a target of criticism. Initially, fans were lenient, assuming he might not have known the organization's problematic nature and was just trying to do good. A social media defender wrote, "Put yourself in his shoes, what if he didn't know about their issues? Jack Black seems like a decent guy." The question arose, how could a prominent artist with a professional team and ample resources overlook the well-documented controversies surrounding this organization? The public's initial response was notably forgiving. Many fans, accustomed to Jack Black's friendly and carefree image, assumed he was unaware of the issues. A Reddit user commented, "This is clear proof of the trust the public has in Jack Black. They're willing to give him a pass, thinking his ignorance was temporary." However, this forgiveness didn't last. As Jack continued supporting Autism Speaks without explanation or apology, disappointment spread. An autistic activist tweeted, "Jack Black may not have meant harm, but not researching Autism Speaks is unacceptable. He's responsible for what he promotes." The criticism targeted not just his actions, but his subsequent silence, seen as irresponsible and insensitive. The Autism Speaks controversy marked the first time the public questioned Jack Black's harmless persona. He not only failed to acknowledge his mistake, but let the issue fade without any effort to make amends. Though unintentional, this laid the groundwork for bigger controversies later, as fans realized their national treasure didn't always grasp the impact of his choices. His lack of sensitivity in supporting a controversial organization, coupled with the absence of a sincere explanation, planted seeds of doubt about his authenticity and accountability, values that once underpinned the public's love for him. While the public was still questioning Jack Black's support for Autism Speaks, another crack in his public image widened as his political statements grew increasingly direct. For years, Jack Black had expressed political views, but always through a comedic lens, aligning with his fun uncle persona. Projects like Tenacious D's 2017 song "This Government Totally Sucks" or his 2020 mask-wearing PSA video were entertaining, lightly satirical, and broadly palatable. These statements fit his humorous style and maintained a safe boundary between entertainer and political commentator, preserving his appeal across diverse audiences. However, starting in 2023, Jack Black shifted his approach, moving from humor to more direct, serious commentary on sensitive issues like the Israel-Palestine conflict and climate change. For instance, his remarks on the Israel-Palestine war drew heavy criticism, with some calling for a boycott of Kung Fu Panda. When he shared an image stating, "Climate change is a human rights crisis," the response was far from positive. "Goodbye, Jack, you've let me down. No one needs your political guidance. You're a professional clown, that's why we watch you." Another comment read, "Man, Jack Black, you've gone downhill." During this period, roughly half of his Twitter posts were political retweets. This shift not only marked a change in how he engaged with the public, but also shattered the entertainment wall fans were accustomed to. For many, Jack Black was an escape from divisive political debates, a source of laughter without forcing a side. His outspoken stance on polarizing topics left many feeling betrayed. Social media advice warned, "Never get into politics. It always ends badly." A Reddit comment summed it up. "I love Jack Black because he made me laugh, not because he told me how to think about politics. Now he's just like every other preachy Hollywood star." The tipping point came in June 2024, when Jack Black publicly endorsed a specific presidential candidate.
A few days ago, my manager called me and said George Clooney and Julia Roberts wanted me to help out the president, and I said, I am in. When and where?
Though not uncommon among celebrities, this move was the final straw for many fans. Some branded him a sellout, accusing him of abandoning neutrality to chase Hollywood's political trends. A swift backlash spread, with calls to boycott his projects, including the Kung Fu Panda franchise, a brand long tied to his beloved family-friendly image. Online forums buzzed with fans' disappointment. Jack Black used to bring people together, now he's just dividing them. An informal social media poll showed 85% of participants saying they'd lost respect for Jack Black. Though potentially biased, the poll reflected an undeniable reality. His public choosing of sides severely eroded his image as a unifying icon. From a star who brought joy to all ages, Jack Black became a polarizing figure, caught between those who still supported him and those who felt he'd strayed too far from his role. This shift not only cost him the neutrality he once maintained, but led fans to question whether their national treasure still held the authenticity they once cherished. While the public was still debating Jack Black's loss of neutrality by aligning with a specific political stance, another bombshell hit, this time not from divisive posts or controversial statements, but from a direct moment on stage in front of thousands. Jack Black's band Tenacious D was on their global Spicy Meatball tour, performing across North America, Europe, and Australia. A poorly timed joke and the deafening silence that followed plunged Jack Black's image into a deeper abyss than any prior statement. On July 14, 2024, at the ICC Sydney Theatre during Tenacious D's Spicy Meatball tour, just 24 days after the presidential endorsement controversy, the band held their second Sydney show coinciding with Kyle Gass's birthday, celebrated on Instagram beforehand. A single moment changed Jack Black's career trajectory forever. The tour, marking the band's return after over a decade, was expected to be a memorable milestone with sold-out shows and enthusiastic fans. But in mere seconds, a careless remark turned that dream into a nightmare, dragging Jack Black and Kyle Gass into a firestorm of controversy and exposing cracks in their once-admired friendship. This wasn't just a stage mishap, it was the climax of Jack Black's image collapse. From national treasure to a figure criticized for cold calculation and prioritizing personal reputation. The incident occurred during a celebration of Kyle Gass's 64th birthday. During a performance of the band's song Dear, it led to an exchange. Kyle Gass said, "Don't miss Trump next time." On stage under glittering lights, Jack Black, with his signature grin, brought out a birthday cake and handed Gass the mic, playfully asking him to blow out the candles and make a wish. Expecting a silly, classic Tenacious D quip, the audience was stunned when Gass blurted, "Don't miss Trump next time," a reference to a near-successful attack on former President Donald Trump the previous day, July 13, 2024, at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Help me birthday to ya. Make a wish, Canada.
Don't miss Trump next time.
Which left one spectator dead and 2 others seriously injured, shocking America and the world. Gass's joke, though possibly rooted in his irreverent humor, crossed every line, igniting an unprecedented media crisis. Captured in a fan-posted video, the moment left the audience in stunned silence for a few seconds. Jack Black, standing nearby, appeared shocked. His smile froze, shifting to a visibly tense expression. The crowd, initially chuckling, quickly grasped the gravity of the remark as the video spread like wildfire online. Within hours, outrage erupted. Australian Senator Ralph Babbitt called Gass's comment disgusting and demanded the deportation of both Jack Black and Kyle Gass, stating, "Promoting political violence is unacceptable in any form." Australia's U.S. Ambassador Kevin Rudd also expressed disgust, saying the joke made him sick and was indefensible given the recent tragedy. Jack Black's response came swiftly but fanned the flames instead of quelling them. On July 16, 2024, he posted a statement on Instagram. "I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never endorse hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold." Consequently, all remaining shows in Australia, New Zealand, and 5 planned Rock Devote US performances in October were cancelled. Kyle Gass also posted an apology on Instagram, calling his remark highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. But his later deletion of the post fueled speculation about his dissatisfaction with Jack Black's handling of the situation. The fallout extended beyond tour cancellations. Green Talent, Gass's management company, dropped him, leaving him professionally isolated. Meanwhile, Jack Black faced a new wave of criticism from fans who once saw him and Gass as symbols of enduring friendship. Many accused him of abandoning his 30-year friend to protect his personal image and rising film career, especially amid promotions for major projects like Borderlands and Minecraft. A Reddit user wrote, "Jack Black chose money and fame over friendship. Canceling the entire tour and leaving Kyle Gass to face the consequences alone is a deep betrayal." Another comment on X was harsher. "Jack Black was once a symbol of loyalty and humor. Now he's just a cold calculator, ready to ditch friends to keep his Hollywood seat." Jack Black's crisis management became the focal point of criticism, not just for its haste, but for its lack of empathy. Instead of defending Gass, his partner since Tenacious D's founding in 1994, or diffusing the situation on stage, he publicly distanced himself, emphasizing he was blindsided and uninvolved. To many fans, this was a manipulative effort to prioritize personal gain over a long-standing friendship. If Jack Black was truly blindsided, why didn't he say something on stage? A fan questioned on Reddit. He could have de-escalated right then, but instead he let Kyle Gass take the fall alone. His silence in that critical moment and the tour cancellation were seen as attempts to safeguard his film career, but they cost him the trust of his most devoted fans. This not only hurt Kyle Gass but shattered Tenacious D's image, a brand beloved for its goofy authenticity. This was a pivotal turning point for Tenacious D. A The Guardian article noted, "From a lighthearted comedic brand to being dragged into a consequential political controversy, with Jack Black's response revealing cracks in their admired friendship." Some argued he could have chosen differently, pausing the tour, publicly supporting Gass as a friend, and issuing a joint apology to calm the public. Instead, Black's clean break approach was seen as lacking empathy and loyalty. Jack Black didn't just hurt Kyle Gass, he hurt millions of fans who believed he and Gass were icons of unbreakable friendship, a Billboard commentary stated. Public opinion remained divided. Some supported Black's decision, viewing it as a swift moral condemnation of a dangerous remark. But most felt disappointed, not just by Gass's comment, but by Black's handling, which seemed to prioritize self-interest. Hashtags and memes mocking Gass's joke spread rapidly, but the criticism of Black was fiercer, focusing on his disloyalty. Social media echoed with comments like "Jack Black sold out his friendship to keep his Hollywood seat," reflecting profound public disillusionment. The question remains, could Jack Black have handled it differently? A joint apology, an effort to defend Gass, or a more honest approach might have salvaged the situation. By choosing the safe route, Black not only hurt his longtime collaborator, but placed himself on the edge of relentless criticism. This moment marked not just the collapse of a tour, but the end of an image of a Jack Black once cherished as a beacon of sincerity and humor. Labeled the ultimate sellout, it began impacting his future films. One fan said, "I used to get excited seeing Jack Black in movies, now I skip them entirely." Now Jack Black's name is tied to calculation and betrayal, a steep price for choices made in crisis. These controversies have had a clear impact on Jack Black's film career. His role in Borderlands, a film with a 10% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, became both an artistic and commercial disaster, considered one of 2024's worst movies. Audiences and critics alike slammed his performance as uninspired and repetitive. Worse still, his role as Steve in the upcoming Minecraft film received overwhelmingly negative feedback from the moment the trailer dropped. The trailer garnered over 1 million dislikes, with Steve's character dismissed as uncreative, merely Jack Black in a blue shirt. Even younger audiences, the primary target for Minecraft, rejected the project, calling it trash and a waste of money.
Really just playing Jack Black, but in a blue shirt. It looks like he rolled out of bed and they gave him this blue shirt instead. Alright, now you're Steve.
More troubling, Jack Black began drawing comparisons to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, once a beloved actor but now seen as a soulless corporate shell, playing the same character in low-quality, profit-driven films. This wasn't just a decline in film quality, but an erosion of Jack Black's authentic artist image, turning him into a money-making machine rather than a genuine entertainment icon. Social media metrics show Jack Black losing followers across platforms. His Jablinski Games YouTube channel, once a beacon of relatability and fun, now attracts more negative comments. His new videos lack the enthusiastic reception of the past, with engagement rates dropping significantly. Most critically, he's lost the most precious asset an artist can have: the unconditional trust and love of his audience. Comments on forums and social media reveal a fundamental shift in how the public perceives him. Jack Black used to be someone I could watch without thinking. Now every time I see him, I just think about how he betrayed Kyle. The national treasure image built on authenticity and humor has been replaced by a divisive Jack Black, an artist increasingly disconnected from his audience. Perhaps the gravest consequence of this saga isn't the career slump or follower loss, but the permanent shift in how Jack Black is remembered. Once associated with laughter, positivity, and sincerity, his name is now tied to these controversies. What's especially regrettable is not just Jack Black's actions, but how he handled the backlash and criticism, particularly his lack of support for his close friend Kyle Gass, which cost him the respect of even his most loyal fans. Prioritizing his personal image over friendship has become a symbol of cold calculation in the entertainment industry. Jack Black's story is a painful lesson in how a public image built over decades can crumble in just a few years. From a widely beloved national treasure to a polarizing figure, many now see him as having sold out his ideals. This downfall wasn't caused by a single event, but by a series of missteps. Endorsing autism speaks without due diligence, shifting from humorous to divisive political statements, and, most critically, handling a crisis in a way that lacks solidarity with his longtime friend. Perhaps the greatest tragedy is that Jack Black lost what made him magnetic: his authenticity and ability to connect with everyone. He chose fame and personal gain over friendship and consistency with the values he once embodied. While Jack Black may retain some fans and continue with major projects, he'll never reclaim the national treasure status he once held. The final question is, can Jack Black do anything to repair this damage? A sincere apology, a reunion with Kyle Gass, or a return to his carefree comedic persona might win back some affection. But for now, his legacy is forever tied to these controversies, offering a costly lesson about the price of fame and personal priorities in the entertainment world. Jack Black, who once made the world laugh, now leaves many disappointed, and that's the greatest loss in his story.